Ageless ambition, shattering the myth of age limited success. Welcome to the Black CEO Podcast, where we challenge conventions, shatter stereotypes, and redefine success. I'm your host. And today, we're diving deep into a topic that touches every single one of us: the relationship between age and achievement. But before we embark on this transformative journey, I want to acknowledge the incredible individual who inspired today's discussion. I recently had the privilege of sitting down with Carolyn Phillips, a true force of nature who has been defying societal norms and inspiring others for over 4 decades. At 73 years young, Carolyn continues to grace runways and magazines as a model, proudly bald, beautiful, and bold. Her unwavering commitment to authenticity and self expression has not only transformed her own life, but has also paved the way for countless others to embrace their true selves, regardless of age or societal expectations. Carolyn's impact extends far beyond the fashion industry. She's a beacon of hope and a living testament to the power of perseverance, self love, and the relentless pursuit of one's passions. Now, let's dive into the heart of our discussion. Have you ever caught yourself staring into the mirror, wondering if your dreams come with an expiration date? If so, you're not alone. We live in a world obsessed with youth, where magazine covers celebrate Q 30 under 30 inches lists, and tech billionaires seem to get younger by the day. It's enough to make anyone over 35 feel like they've missed their chance. But what if I told you that the number of candles on your birthday cake has absolutely nothing to do with your ability to chase your passions and achieve greatness? What if I suggested that your best years might still be ahead of you, regardless of whether you're 25 or 75? Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? Well, buckle up, because we're about to embark on a journey that will challenge everything you think you know about age, success, and the pursuit of dreams. Throughout our conversation, Carolyn Phillips shared one powerful message that resonated deeply. Never, ever let age stop you from doing what you love most. It's a simple statement, but its implications are profound and far reaching. Today, we're going to unpack this wisdom and explore how it can transform our lives and our society. Let's start with a hard truth. Ageism is real and it's pervasive. We see it in job listings that subtly, or not so subtly, favor younger applicants. We feel it in the sidelong glances when we dare to try something new at our age. We internalize it when we talk ourselves out of opportunities because we think we're too old. But here's the kicker: age discrimination isn't just unfair, it's also incredibly short sighted. Because when we write off people based on their age, we're not just hurting them, we're robbing ourselves and our society of incredible potential. Think about it. How many brilliant ideas have never seen the light of day because someone thought they were too old to start a new venture? How many problems remain unsolved because we've sidelined a vast pool of experience and wisdom? The cost of ageism isn't just personal, it's societal, and it's enormous. But enough doom and gloom. Today, we're not here to lament the problem, we're here to solve it. And we're going to do that by breaking down three key principles that can help us reframe our relationship with age and success. First and foremost, let's tackle this head on. Age is not a barrier to success. It's a concept that society has constructed, a mental roadblock that we've allowed to limit our potential. But the truth is, success doesn't have a timeline. It doesn't care if you're 25 or 75. What matters is your passion, your drive, and your willingness to put in the work. Don't believe me? Let's talk about Madam C.J. Walker. Born Sarah Breedlove in 1867, Walker's early life was marked by poverty, hardship, and tragedy. Orphaned at 7, married at 14, and widowed with a young daughter by 20, Walker's story could have been one of despair. Instead, it became one of the most inspiring rags to riches tales in American history. In her 30s, struggling with hair loss, Walker began experimenting with home remedies and store bought hair care products. This personal challenge sparked an idea. What if she could develop a line of hair care products specifically for Black women whose needs were largely ignored by the mainstream beauty industry? Now, let's pause for a moment and consider the audacity of this dream. Here was a woman with little formal education, no business experience, and certainly no connections in the beauty industry. By many standards, she was too old to be starting a new career, let alone building an empire. But Walker didn't get that memo. Instead, she threw herself into her new venture with a passion that bordered on obsession. She experimented tirelessly, developing her wonderful hair grower. She went door to door, demonstrating her product and teaching other Black women how to groom and style their hair. She reinvested her profits, expanding her business and training other women as hair culturists. The result? By the time she was in her 40s, Madam C.J. Walker had built a hair care empire that made her one of the wealthiest self made women in America. Her products were sold across the United States and the Caribbean. She employed thousands of women, offering them not just jobs, but careers at a time when opportunities for Black women were severely limited. But Walker's impact went far beyond hair care. She used her wealth and influence to support Black institutions and advocate for civil rights. She donated generously to the NAACP, funded scholarships for women at Tuskegee Institute, and helped preserve Frederick Douglass's home in Washington, D.C. Now, imagine if Walker had bought into the idea that she was too old to start a new venture in her 30s. Imagine if she had listened to those who said a Black woman couldn't succeed in business, especially not at her age. We would have lost not just a line of hair care products, but a powerful force for change and progress. Walker's story teaches us a crucial lesson. It's never too late to pursue your dreams, and your past doesn't dictate your future. She didn't let her age, her background, or society's expectations define her. Instead, she defined herself through her vision, her determination, and her willingness to learn and adapt. This brings us to our second key principle. Resilience and determination are crucial. Life will throw curveballs at you. There will be setbacks, disappointments, and moments when giving up seems like the easiest option. But it's in these moments that our true strength is revealed. Let's shift our focus to another remarkable individual who embodies this principle. Cicely Tyson. Born in 1924, Tyson's career in the entertainment industry spanned over 7 decades, but her journey was far from smooth sailing. Tyson began her career in the 1950s, a time when roles for Black actors, especially Black women, were painfully limited. She faced rejection after rejection, often being told she was too dark or that her features were too strong for leading roles. Lesser individuals might have given up, might have internalized these rejections as reflections of their worth, but not Cicely Tyson. Instead, Tyson made a decision that would define her career. She would only accept roles that portrayed Black women with dignity. This meant turning down numerous opportunities, including lucrative offers for roles she felt perpetuated harmful stereotypes. It was a risky move, especially for a young actress trying to establish herself in a notoriously fickle industry. But Tyson's determination paid off. In 1972, at the age of 48, she received an Academy Award nomination for her role in Sounder. This was followed by 2 Emmy Awards for her portrayal of a 110-year-old former slave in Cleeshworth, the autobiography of Miss Jane Pittman, in 1974. Now, let's pause and really consider this for a moment. Tyson was nearly 50 when she received her first Oscar nomination. In an industry obsessed with youth, particularly when it comes to women, this was nothing short of revolutionary. But Tyson was just getting started. As she entered her 60s, 70s, and even 80s, Tyson continued to take on challenging roles and break new ground. She won a Tony Award at the age of 88 for her performance in The Trip to Bountiful. At 93, she became the first Black woman to receive an honorary Oscar. And at 95, she published her memoir, Just As I Am, which became a New York Times bestseller. Throughout her career, Tyson faced ageism and racial barriers. The entertainment industry can be notoriously unkind to aging actors, especially women of color. But Tyson's resilience and adaptability allowed her to navigate changing industry trends and continue working. Her determination not only earned her numerous awards and recognition, but also challenged age stereotypes in the entertainment industry. Tyson's story teaches us that the obstacles are not stop signs, they're guidelines that show us how to move forward. When faced with adversity, we have 2 choices. We can either let it defeat us, or we can use it as fuel to propel us forward. Tyson chose the latter, and her legacy continues to inspire individuals to pursue their passions, regardless of age. But resilience isn't just about persevering in the face of external challenges. Sometimes the biggest obstacles we face are internal, which brings us to our third and final principle, embracing lifelong learning. In today's rapidly changing world, the ability to adapt and learn new skills is more important than ever. It's not about competing with younger generations. It's about continuously evolving and growing, regardless of your age. Now, you might be thinking, that's all well and good for celebrities and exceptional individuals, but what about regular folks like me? I'm glad you asked, because this is where our story takes an exciting turn. Let's talk about the power of community support and mentorship, particularly in the context of Black entrepreneurship. We often hear about the barriers that Black entrepreneurs face: limited access to capital, smaller professional networks, systemic biases in lending and investment. These challenges are real and significant, but they're not insurmountable, especially when we harness the power of community. Organizations like the National African American Insurance Association, NAII Foundation, are changing the game by offering support and resources to young Black entrepreneurs. But here's the interesting part: these programs aren't just benefiting the young, they're creating intergenerational connections that are powerful catalysts for change and growth. Imagine a room where a 22-year-old tech whiz is sharing her knowledge of digital marketing with a 55-year-old who's starting a second career. Picture a 40-year-old successful business owner mentoring a 65-year-old who's finally pursuing his dream of opening a restaurant. This is the magic that happens when we break down age barriers and create space for mutual learning and support. These programs are doing more than just providing resources. They're fostering a mindset of lifelong learning. They're showing us that no matter where we are in life, there's always an opportunity to learn, grow, and pursue our dreams. Take the story of Mr. Johnson, name change for privacy. At 58, after 3 decades in corporate America, he decided to start his own consulting firm. Many of his peers thought he was crazy to leave a stable job at his age, but Mr. Johnson knew he had valuable experience to offer, and he wasn't about to let age stop him. Through a mentorship program, Mr. Johnson was paired with a 26-year-old tech entrepreneur. At first, he was skeptical. What could this kid teach him? As it turned out, quite a lot. The young entrepreneur helped Mr. Johnson navigate the digital landscape, setting up a strong online presence for his new business. In return, Mr. Johnson shared his wealth of experience in client relations and business strategy. The result? Within 2 years, Mr. Johnson's consulting firm was thriving, with a client list that included both established corporations and cutting-edge startups. His success not only secured his own financial future, but also allowed him to create jobs and opportunities for others in his community. Mr. Johnson's story is just one example of how embracing lifelong learning and intergenerational collaboration can lead to incredible outcomes. It shows us that success isn't about competing with other generations. It's about leveraging the unique strengths and perspectives that people of all ages bring to the table. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, that's all inspiring, but what does it mean for me? How do I apply these principles in my own life? I'm glad you asked, because this is where the rubber meets the road. First, I want you to do something that might feel a little uncomfortable. I want you to challenge your own perceptions of age and success. Take a moment right now and reflect on your passions and dreams. What is it that you've always wanted to do but thought you were too old to start? Maybe it's learning a new language, starting a business, going back to school, or pursuing a creative passion. Now, I want you to imagine for a moment that age is completely irrelevant. In this scenario, what would you do? How would you pursue that dream? Hold on to that feeling, because we're going to come back to it. Second, I want you to reframe how you think about resilience and determination. These aren't just lofty ideals, they're muscles that we can strengthen with practice. The next time you face a setback or a challenge, instead of seeing it as a sign that you're too old or that it's too late, view it as an opportunity to flex those resilience muscles. Remember Cicely Tyson turning down roles left and right until she found ones that aligned with her values. Remember Madam C.J. Walker going door to door to build her business from the ground up. Their success wasn't about age, it was about persistence and belief in their vision. Finally, I want you to commit to lifelong learning. This doesn't mean you need to enroll in a PhD program, unless that's your dream, in which case go for it. It means staying curious, being open to new ideas, and never assuming you know it all. It means being willing to learn from people of all ages and backgrounds. Maybe this looks like taking an online course in a subject that interests you. Perhaps it's mentoring a younger colleague at work, or seeking out a mentor of your own. It could be as simple as reading books on topics outside your usual interests, or engaging in conversations with people who challenge your perspectives. The key is to keep growing, keep learning, and keep pushing your boundaries. Because here's the truth: your capacity for growth doesn't diminish with age. If anything, your ability to learn and adapt can become one of your greatest strengths as you accumulate life experience. Now, let's circle back to that dream you identified earlier, the one you thought you were too old to pursue. I want you to take one small concrete step towards that dream this week. It doesn't have to be big. Maybe it's researching classes or watching some YouTube tutorials. Maybe it's having a conversation with someone who's doing what you want to do. Whatever it is, take that step. Because here's the beautiful truth. Every day you wake up, you have a choice. You can choose to let age define you, or you can choose to define your age. You can choose to believe in limitations, or you can choose to believe in possibilities. Carolyn Phillips chose possibilities. Madam C.J. Walker chose possibilities. Cicely Tyson chose possibilities. Mr. Johnson chose possibilities, and now it's your turn to choose. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this thought. Life is not about waiting for the storm to pass. It's about learning to dance in the rain. And trust me, you can learn new dance moves at any age. So let's return to that person in the mirror, the one questioning if their dreams have an expiration date. I want you to look that person in the eye and say, my dreams are timeless, and so am I. Remember, you're not just aging, you're ripening. You're not just getting older, you're getting better. And your best chapter, well, that's still waiting to be written. The world needs your dreams, your ideas, your experiences. It needs the unique perspective that only you can bring. Don't rob us of that gift because of some arbitrary notion about age and achievement. I challenge you today to reject the myth of age limited success. Embrace your journey, whatever stage you're at. Cultivate resilience, commit to lifelong learning, and most importantly, take action on your dreams. Because in the end, it's not about how old you are, it's about how you are old. And that, my friends, is entirely up to you. So, what will you choose today? Will you let age hold you back, or will you let it propel you forward? Will you settle for what is, or will you strive for what could be? The choice is yours, and the time is now. Your next chapter starts today. Let's make it a page turner. Thank you.